Well, how you going, everyone? Josh the Collector Guy. Hope you all had an awesome week yet again this week, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you're up to during the week, hope you had a little bit of a hunt here and there. Hope you found some awesome cars, everyone. Hope you had an awesome week. Well, these are my finds for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Got lots of awesome vintage Hot Wheels to share with you. Got some awesome cars here off eBay. As you can see, experimental cards. Two more of the White Hub Bywaymans. Found them on eBay and they came pretty quick this week, this lot. Power Player as well in the Blackwall variation. Glad to have that one in the collection now. Got some old Hot Wheels Railroad locomotives here. The old Chassis System and Rio Grande locomotives. And even a, I think, log carrying car as well, which is pretty cool. I do love my American railroad stuff, so we'll show that pretty much at the end of the vid. Got some flea market finds just here. Went to the good old flea markets again this week. They were pretty good to me as always as well this week, so I haven't been there for pretty much a month now, really, I think. Yeah, I think it is. Pretty much been to all the swap meets anyway, so it was good to get back to the flea market this week. Got lots of awesome finds there to share with you. But first up, we'll start off with these old blue cards here. Now, forgot to show this one last vid because it was still tucked away in one of my boxes I brought home from my diecast meet, the old assault crawler. Grew up with this vehicle as a kid. Actually have two of these in the collection loose from when I was much younger. Have a look at the old card art on the back. Them track sets look pretty fun. And I love the old collector's tips on the back there. Typical 90s cards with that on the back there. Enjoy reading them. So pretty cool to have a carded variation of this now on the blue card. Have another card variation where it's on this card, or that sort of card anyway. And Dad actually bought it for me as well, which is very nice of him. Love my military stuff. I don't know how I went past that. Got the old dump truck here, the old chrome one with the black bed. There is a chrome bed variation of this one, which is a little bit harder to find, and I love them tri-blade wheels. Pretty cool looking dump truck as well. Not a colour you would actually see it in actually. You'd probably get all scratched up. Very cool casting indeed. Old blue carded Zombot here. Love them ultra Hot Wheels. The wheels I grew up with as a kid. Pretty cool, unusual little model. I don't know what's happened with his gun there. He obviously doesn't want it anymore. Pretty cool casting there on the card art as well. That's one of the modern treasure hunts, but we won't say anything about the modern treasure hunts, will we? Something a little bit different. It could also be an action figure as well, so that's pretty cool. Love my blue cards. And another vehicle I absolutely loved to bits, the Bulldozer. Grew up with this vehicle as a kid with the old not working scrape a bit at the front. As you can see, this one has a little bit of more variations in it as well, like the scraper works and everything, whereas this one was all cast shut and everything, and this big ass roll bar on top as well was added. Pretty cool indeed. Love my Bulldozers. Actually had two of these as a kid as well. They're still tucked away somewhere. Pretty tough as well. Bulldozer, my absolute most favourite construction vehicle. Now we'll get to the flea market stuff here. Got a old cement truck here. It's actually seems like it's an early Roller-matic as well, which is pretty cool. I think it was working before. Oh yeah, there you go, it is working. That's pretty cool indeed. Like, for a feature back then, I reckon that's pretty awesome. Like, they wouldn't have had the technology probably back then. Like nowadays, you could probably whip this thing up in about half an hour, whereas back then, I don't know how long it took, but there would have been a big production line of it anyway. I reckon that's pretty cool for back then anyway. Nevertheless, I think it's a Fodden. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. All the fans of this manufacturer are probably going, that's not how you say it. But anyway, sorry about that. Very cool looking truck though. It looks English in my opinion, or European. And pretty cool. It's got 8 wheels as well. We'll get to the old Bulldozer now. Very tough as looking one. It's a case. Looks like a little farm one. Pretty cool to have the actual plastic cover on it still. I reckon this would pop off quite easily and be lost. Same with the tracks. I think the seller was saying that the tracks he had to buy again. I'm not sure if they were reproduction or not, but still pretty cool. Not too bad condition. Glad to have one in the collection now nevertheless. And there's actually a bigger variation to this exact Bulldozer as well, which would be pretty cool to track down. Found some other old Hot Wheels at at the flea market today. Got the old toxic waste truck, the old Peterbilt tanker. Had this vehicle when I was a kid. Not this exact variation, I've never seen the green variation before. Always had the red cab truck and the orange cab. I think they were the fuel brand 76, I'm not sure what it is, sorry. And also the blue one with, I think, the Washington Monument on it as well from the... oh, I can't remember what that series is called, sorry. But yeah, remember them when I was a kid. Pretty cool to have another variation of this one as well, and unfortunately this casting is no longer made, so that's a bit sad. Very tough looking truck. Had to grab this Greyhound bus. Love my Greyhound buses. Absolutely weighty as this one. Looks like the front, looks like the back as well. They both look the same. Don't know if it's coming or going. Pretty cool indeed. Very weighty model. Have to check my other variations. I've probably all got Hong Kongs anyway. Old Peterbilt cement truck here. Already had one of these. I had to grab another one. Pretty cool. I love my Peterbilt cement trucks and also the Peterbilt trucks in general. Another one of these airport rescue fire trucks. Pretty tough as looking vehicle. Another one with 8 wheels. Very, very cool indeed. Something you don't see all that often. And a casting they do not make anymore. And I had to grab this path beater. Didn't have, or beach patrol, sorry. Didn't have this variation. Painted in a pretty bad chrome grey colour. Had to grab that. Didn't have that variation. Don't know how he's going to see driving it, but I have to check my other variation to see if it is a Malaysia or a Hong Kong base. Not really too sure, but still love my beach patrols and path beaters. Couldn't resist that cool as truck. Found some drag cars at the flea market as well. Got a old drag strip demon here. This one was they were pretty much giving it away. Old Plymouth Arrow funny car. That's pretty tough, I have to admit. Very cool indeed. Very nice. Old Jason Lyne's Pontiac. I do like Jason Lyne and Greg Anderson. They both drive big bad Camaros in the pro stock ranks these days. Very cool indeed. I think that's Bob Gilbertson. The old Chevy body. Something I don't see anymore in the NHRA. The Chevy bodies. I don't know what's wrong with that. Chevy bodies, excuse me if I said that wrong. Tony Pedregon. Don't mind the Pedregon clan at all. They're pretty good. Nowadays they drive Toyotas. But back in these days they drove Chevys, which is pretty good. And we'll end the flea market haul here with the Tamika, the old Cadillac meat wagon. Have not seen a casting like this before by Tamika. Pretty tough as looking vehicle. I do like my Cadillac hearses and meat wagons and that. Such a cool looking vehicle. I love the Ghostbuster ambulance as well. That one's a tough as looking vehicle. I think this is pretty old. Made in Japan, so it has to be pretty cool. Working suspension. Not too bad shape either, and it's got opening doors, which is a pretty cool feature. Now we get to the eBay stuff. Got lots of awesome things here. Got the 2 experimental cards. My first 2 experimental cards in the collection. Couldn't resist the custom Corvette. Love them wheels. And unpunched as well. I don't see too many of the experimental cards, if not none at all. I don't really go searching for it, but I do have seen some in other people's videos, like old Dreadnought 320. I think he's got 1 or 2 carded, which is pretty cool, the old custom Corvette. Got a bulldozer here, as I just said. Love my bulldozers, and there's big massive differences between the two. Love the working parts on this one though. Unpunched as well. Pretty basic on the back, very cool nevertheless, and got 2 of Italy's greatest cars, old Ferrari and Lamborghini. Got the old path beater here with a black wall variation. I do have a CT wheel variation in the collection, so it's great to have the black wall one. Not sure if the black wall one's a little bit harder to find, but I reckon I got a good deal on it nevertheless. Pretty cool looking truck. And my Bywaymans. You know I absolutely love my Bywaymans and my Power Plowers. These 2 are both different variations, as you can see in the card, and also they don't have the toolbox variation. I know this is going to be very, very tricky to try and show you this. As you can see there, no toolbox variation compared to my other one. With the toolboxes, I don't think I've ever seen a non-toolbox variation version of the Bywayman before, so that's pretty cool. And it was in a yellowed card. or yellowed blister I mean. I'm surprised I actually ended up here in one shape. Very cool indeed. Glad to have another White Hub, and I never knew it came on this card either, the old White Hub or even the Real Riders to begin with. That's pretty cool. Love my Bywaymans, absolutely love them. Glad to have two different variations of them now in the collection. Actually, I think I got something like that in the collection from when I was a kid. Pretty cool car carrier with the old Kenworth truck. Very cool as indeed, such a tough looking truck. But last but not least, we'll get to the old Hot Wheels railroad trains. Now, something I really don't see too much. I do look for it on eBay, but some people want ridiculous prices for some of them sometimes. The old Chassis System locomotive. I don't believe Chassis System is up and running in it anymore. I think it merged with Baltimore and Ohio or something like that. Pretty cool little feature where the engineer pops out. Same with on the Rio Grande one. Very cool indeed. Very tough and black with the orange trim in that. Love my American locomotives and that. I do like Union Pacific the best. And the old log wagon here, you can take the logs off and that, even tips down like that. Very cool indeed. Pretty cool to put some cars on the back as well. But Hot Wheels did actually make some trains way before these ones actually came out. They're actually Sizzler powered ones, which was pretty cool indeed. These ones you just push along, which is pretty fun in itself anyway, but I reckon the Sizzler ones would be very cool to find. Haven't seen any of them at all, so hopefully track some of them down one day. But that's it for the vid this week, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. Got to get back to the TV to see how the NASCAR's going. I hope it will be a Chevy win this week. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this week, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. Always appreciate it. Thank you very much. Well, that's it for this week, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed. And remember, as always, everyone, happy hunting. Keep the hobby strong. See you later, everyone. Have an awesome week.